Okay, let's see. Oh, so here the page number 12, we are asked to factorize the equation. I mean the polynomial. Yeah, so we have this b plus 10 and b plus 8. Yeah, so when ten multiplied by 8, you get 80, and then 10 plus 8, you get 18. Yeah, yeah, so the next slide. So, okay, so yeah, z plus 3 minus 7. So the way to see is that you need them to add up to get negative 4. So you have a positive 3 and a negative 7. So they add up, you get negative 4. Okay, yeah. So we can proceed to the next slide. Okay, yeah. So 28 can be factored as 7 times 4, while for them to add up to get negative 11, you can choose them both to be negative. So you have negative 7 and negative 4, which add up to get uh, negative 11, and then you have a 28, which negative 7 times negative 4, you get 28. Okay, so the next is on the slide number 16. Yeah, so the fraction over there is quite like very hard to deal with. So what we can do is to factor out 1 over 6 from each terms. Yeah, so we make all of the coefficients to be integers. Yeah, so if like we have a 1 6 factor out. Yeah, 6x squared plus. Yeah, then you can deal with the easier integers instead of the fractions. Mm, if this, oh, oh, that's, I guess, the next step you should use the first line. Okay, this first line you split the 36, 37 x to 36x and x, because you need to factorize the first equation while the second expression is your draft, right? So yeah, so you should use the draft to like know how to group group them. Yeah. Okay, so from the draft, we know that we need to split the 36, 37 to 36 and 1 x, because let's see. Okay, and then we split them, then we can factor them as here we can factor out the 6x, and then here we keep the x plus 6. So we can factor out the x plus 6, and we end up with 6x plus 1 over there. Yeah. So this is correct. Yeah. So you need to be careful about the sketch and the real questions. Okay, so we can proceed. Yeah, if you see that the 16 is the perfect square, so it is 4 to a power 2, and then the 8 you can write it as 2 times 4 times a. So if you look at the a square plus 2ab plus b square, if you haven't forgot, this is the perfect, the formula is a plus 2 square, a plus b square. Yeah, and then so you can see that actually, if you see that the b you plug in 4 is the whole, is it is equal to the whole expression a squared plus 8a plus 16. So means that so here, if b we plug in 4, Okay, so we'll end up with a squared plus 8a plus 8 plus 16. Yeah, okay. So next, uh, yeah, the other way is about the square of a sum. So you notice this can be factored by using the formula, the special products. Yes. Yeah. So at the section 7 point, I think 7.7 or 7.6, we have we have uh we have know that we can use the special products to factor some of the equations, some of the expressions that are in this type of form, like a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, this form. Uh, okay, so if you put in 4x plus 9y squared, so it is not true because if you look at the first term, you already get 16x squared. Okay, so yeah, so the 4 you should also like square it, so you will not get back a 4x squared on the first term but a 16 and 16x squared. So the 16x squared is wrong, like, it's not the same, so you should see that the 4x squared can be written as 2x to the power 2. Okay, so here 2x to the power 2, and then this one is 3y to the power 2, and this is 12 is 2 times 2x times 3y. Yeah, but I guess this whole chapter is about polynomials. So I guess it will not uh I'm not sure will the exam will have type of question with x and y involved in it. But yeah, so this 2x squared 3y squared is the same as this 2x plus 3y perfect to the power 2. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so x minus 1 square. Okay. Yeah, so if you simplify the expression, you get minus 2x plus 1, and then which is x minus 1 squared. Okay, so I guess it might have like involved like x and y, but for this quadratic but polynomial, I guess it will only involve question types of like only involve one x. Okay, Yeah, so I can share this link. Okay, so here this one, I guess in front all we have discussed. Instead, I guess this slide, yeah, this slide number 3. Let's see the WhatsApp. Yeah, so the slide number 3 we have not discussed yet. So maybe this slide number 3 we can do. Let me choose. So the slide number 3 we can do this one and this two and then this one. So we can do it on the next 4 page. Okay, so this one and this two and then this one. Well, I'll go check your answers first for the use the image that you sent me. Yeah, so this one 7.3, 7.8. Okay, so do these 4 questions first on the next 4 pages and yeah. Oh, not combined, but they are each independent questions. Yeah, but you only do 4 of them because uh we still need to leave some time for the other parts. Yeah. So this with an arrow over there, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah. And mm, Okay. Number three. Number three is uh b four minus two. Okay. So for three, I guess. Oh, so that this one, if you think that eh, b is oh yeah. Let me find. Oh, I guess this one is a new type. So let me factor this minus minus. Oh, you can still factor out them by uh if you see that if you let b square equals to like some a, and then you can write this one is as a square minus 2a minus 8. Okay, so if you change the b square to a, then actually it becomes an quadratic. It is in the quadratic form after this manipulation. Okay, so then you can factor this minus 2a minus 8. Okay, yeah, then b4 is a square. This factor, like we have, oh yeah, so oh we can have 2 times 4, but the difference is 2, right? Yeah, if 2 and 4 the difference is negative 2, means that the negative can let me write it out. So let's say we have a here, and then this one, this is negative 4, this is 2. So then there's the difference is negative 2, right? So means that this one and this one are the factors. Yeah, so means that the factors are a minus 4 and a plus 2. Okay, so this one I guess I explain it again. So you need to factor it as a plus something times a plus something, and then these two numbers they should multiply together. Let's say they are r and s. So we need r times s to be like negative 8, and then r plus s to be negative 2. Yeah, I guess. And then we look at the 8 can be written 1 times 8, 2 times 4, and no more. So The negative 8 means that we should choose one side to put the negative. So for them, so these are the possible pairs of the R and S. So for the R and S to add up to get negative 2, we need to put the negative uh, at the 4. So we have the negative 4 and a 2. And we substitute this back, we get a plus 2, a minus 4. Yeah. And then because the question is depending on b instead of a, so we can switch back a equals to b squared, so we get uh, we switch the a to b squared back, and then the next one is also b squared minus 4. Okay, and then b squared minus 4, we can factor it out again to be b plus 2 times b minus 2. Yeah. And then the next one is a similar method of this question number 3. Okay, so the next one is like quite similar to this question number 7. I mean, slide number 6. So you will see that for this like power 4, power 2 thing, if you manipulate them, it can be solved by using the quadratic form. I mean, you can solve them in the quadratic form and then their uh switch them back to the b term instead of the quadratic. Yeah, yeah. So you will see that there are even terms, even powered with 4 and 2. If they give you 4 and 8, you can also let b4 equals to a. Yeah, yeah, yes, correct. Yeah, this factor is the same as the regular factorization for a quadratic. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and then the last step is to switch the A back to B, to E. Yeah. And is this in the complete factor? Is this completely factored? Yeah. Yeah, it could be factored. So this e square minus 4, if you think about the uh yeah, these ones already, this is already the simplest form, but the e square minus 4 can be factored using the formula of the difference of squares. So the a square minus b square is a plus b, and then a minus b. Okay, so a square minus b square is a plus b, a minus b, right? So this one e square minus 2 square is e plus 2 and e minus 2, right? While this e square minus 3 actually can be factored as e plus square root of 3, e minus square root of 3. But I think yours is not in your syllabus because we are factorizing only for integers, I guess. For your section is about factorize. Yeah, we should not include this one as your homework problem does not include this type. Okay, so actually just maybe we just ignore this one. Wow, we just factor this one, e square minus 4 to e plus 2 times e minus 2. Then I guess we are done. Okay, so let me go back to slide number 4. Yeah, so n minus 8, n plus 3. Yeah, this truth. And then the next one is, if you factor out the negative 1 over there, you should remember to put back the negative 1. Okay, so for slide number 5, if you factor out a negative 1, you should remember to put back the negative 1. Okay, and then for slide number 6, yeah, so the final answer should be, yeah, e equals to 2. So the final answer is e minus e plus 2, e minus 2, e squared minus 3. Okay. Yeah. And then let's go to the, yeah, for slide number 7, right? You can see that actually, yeah, we just let the b square equals to a, and then we can solve it by the same as for the quadratic form. Yeah, so we got the quadratic form, and then we can factor it easier than this power 4 thing. Okay, and then let's go to the, okay, so the question number 4, right? How do you figure out this 35 minus 6? Are you using a calculator, or you have another sketch? Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, so okay, nice. Yeah, so because to figure out this 35 and negative 6, you need to factor the 210, right? It's actually a lot of steps. Yeah, so and then the another thing is that the final thing the final answer is negative 5d minus 3. Okay, negative 5d minus 3, but you I guess your answer is negative minus 3 only, so you should be careful about the signs. Okay, so it's negative 5d minus 3, so you factor out the negative, you get 5d plus 3. Uh, yeah, and then for question number 5, okay, minus 4 minus 6. Yeah, correct. And then for question number 6, it's 4 minus 6, 4s minus t, s minus 4t, 4s minus t, s minus 4t. Yeah, this one is so for question number 6, you have s times 4s minus t minus 4t, 4s minus t. So if you factor it out, you have 4s minus t here, and then to get this term, you need an s over here, and then to get the negative 4t, you need this negative 4t. So you have 4s minus t times s minus 4t. And then so your answer is the minus 4t minus s. So it's actually like here is a positive s. So it's uh 4s minus t and s minus 4t. Okay, so there the negative should be a positive one. Yeah. So if uh yeah, to check this, the last line is it equal to the third line, you can like, multiply them out. So if you multiply this so if you multiply this green color term, you will get this green color term, and then if you multiply this blue color term, you get the blue color term, but you will see that I mean this blue color term and then this green color term. So you see that this green color term is 4x minus t, but here is positive, so this one should be a positive to get this blue color term match, while the green color term is the same. Yeah. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, we can move to the next slide. The next slide is here. So this, so this one, slide number 12. Yeah, so this one is uh yeah, so we have three main formulas for this part. Is that the difference of squares and the sum of squares, sum square of the sum or square of difference. Yeah, if you do more problems, you'll be familiar with these three formulas. And I guess we will continue at this page. Yeah, so I guess you can start to do this on slide number 13. Yeah, so we will start at slide number 13. So I guess it is like a small revision for the part of 7.2. So we expand this product. To the power 3. Yeah, because from the exponent rule, you know that the same base, you multiply them is like adding the exponents. Yeah, so you have 3. Okay. Yeah, so if you're done, you can proceed to the next revision problem. X minus 2y, 2x plus. So the roots is what x will cause the function equals to 0. Yeah, the roots is what f of x equals to 0. So you need to list out all the factors of 24. Like, let's see, 4, 2 times 3 times 8, 4 times 6. Eh, is it 4 negative? Yeah, I guess this one. Yeah, this one is b square. Let's see for the charges. Yeah, this one is not in the syllabus, I guess. Yeah, so we need to skip this one. Yeah, this one is in the later section. Yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, this one is not doable in this moment. Yeah. Yeah, so for the slide that you are doing, the question asks us to expand the product using the formulas. So you see the question is in the form a plus b times a minus b, then you should think about like the formula a square minus b square. And if it is the form a plus b squared, then you should think about this a square plus 2ab plus b square. Uh, yeah, correct. So let me check the answers. So the slide number 15. So multiply out is 12 negative 12 3y squared 21y 4y squared minus y minus 7. So you get this correct. And the slide number 16, this one expand out a square minus 2ab plus b square. This one is a square minus b square. Yeah, and then this one is not doable. And yeah, so this question 2 of the exercise. Okay, so this one question 2, actually to factorize this one, instead of instead of we can do is like viewing this 1 plus p square minus 2p square is the form of the formula a square minus b square, right? So it can be written as a plus b times a minus b. So this one you can think about, this one is uh a plus b. So this one is the a, this one is the b. So we can write this as a plus b, a minus b. Yeah. And then the other one is other three questions over here. Okay, so these three questions. Oh, so the question number 4 is actually you need to evaluate this number. Okay, so this question number 4, you should use the a square minus b square equals to a plus b, a minus b. And then you can calculate the answer easily. And then for question number 5, you should factorize. Yeah, so you should factorize instead of expanding out. Yeah, so this one is correct. Negative 25 is negative 5x minus y squared. Yeah, so the 4 and 5, I guess it will be left as. So you can practice them later. And the other slides is, the last slide is over here. Okay, so I shared the slides. Yeah, so there's a lot. Uh, so I guess we can only like discuss. So we have done 5 to 9. So let's see, question 5 to 9. Okay, so your uh, okay. So this one, x squared minus 4xy plus 4y squared minus z minus z squared. So if you view this first one as x minus 2y squared and then minus z squared, so this one you can continue to factor. So this one, you can factor it as by using the a squared minus b squared formula. Okay, and then the other one is you group the p minus q and then you can factor out p minus q. Yeah. So the first question you need to familiar with this a square minus b square formula. And then the other three questions, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I forgot to share this tab. Yeah. Yeah, so the last three questions, I guess, is a bit laggy here. So, yeah. So for this one is, you view it as you factor out a 4, okay, and then you have the 4x squared minus 9. So to solve that one, you need to write down the final answer as x equals to uh something answer. Okay, and then for question number 4, 6. Yeah, so 6 and negative 3. And then for question number 5, so you first factor this z square plus 3z plus 3z, and then the other part is 25z plus 2. So you have the answer 0 and eh? So you have answer negative 3, and you should also have an answer of 5 because it can be factored as z plus 2 and then z squared minus 25. You can have z plus 3 and then z minus 5, z plus 5. Okay, so for question number 3, over the paper you have done is correct, but the final answer, the x, you should write it out. So if x squared is equal to 9 over 4, what yeah. But another way to answer this one is, if you have 4x squared minus 9, this one you can factor it as 2x minus 3 times 2x plus 3, right? By the difference of squares. Okay, so if you recall the formula of the difference of squares, you have a 2x minus 3 and 2x plus 3. And then they multiply out, you will get 4x squared minus 9. And then for this thing to be equal to 0, you need this one or this one to be 0. So you can find the answer is positive negative 1.5 plus minus 1.5. Okay. Yeah, and then the question number 5 is that you need the factor the z squared minus 25 out. So I guess you are not familiar with the formula of a squared minus b squared thing. So if the exam involves some of these questions, you need to recognize this pattern a squared minus b squared. It can be written as a plus b times a minus b. Oh, yeah. So I guess the other part are left as homework. Yeah. So if tomorrow is your exam, so maybe you should complete this one. So tomorrow morning is your exam already. So okay. So maybe the this whole slice of this 7.8, you can do uh like all of them, or if you need to go to sleep, so you can just do like whatever you think is enough for you. So from this question 8 to question 18. Okay, so I will be offline, but I will like monitor you from here. So if I see your answers, I can like correct them if they are wrong or something. Okay, so yeah, so I guess all the best for your exam, and uh, give some try to these remaining questions. Okay, okay.